We are in Papua New Guinea. We are in Port Moresby for the pre-meeting to the Energy Ministers meeting that will happen next week. There was a symposium organized by UNDESA, and was a 3 days full immersion on the 100% renewables focus, because of course the topic of next week will be energy security, will be the energy crisis of the momentum, and renewables as solutions. We have the pleasure to have with us Navoti, which is the chair of the SEEDS division of UNDESA, that has been chairing the 3 days meeting. And I'd like to ask to Mr. Navoti, first of all, more context about the 3 days meeting. What was about?
Thank you very much, Gianni. First of all, let me thank you personally for this interview and for the support that the Greening the Islands have been rendering to the small island developing states, and your partnership with the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, and the SEEDS unit in particular with the small office that I am looking after. Well, this symposium in the Pacific, the title is Pacific Small Island Developing States Regional Symposium and Energy Statistics Training Workshop. So from the title, you can figure out there were two main events. The symposium is the one that you're talking about, and then we also have a 3-day training session. Now, for the symposium, this was a high-level platform that we provided for Pacific Island representatives to dialogue with each other and together with the development partners, regional institutions, and the private sector, regarding the experiences and practices in renewable energy deployment in this region. And also, the symposium identified barriers and solutions to scaling renewable energy system in the Pacific and advance shared regional vision of how to achieve 100% renewable energy. Then we have the training, which was an opportunity to complement the symposium. And here we had technical people talking about institutional capacity and how to collect, manage, analyze, and disseminate energy data, support evidence-based policymaking and planning, and monitor the progress towards the achievement of SDG 7, which is related to energy. So that basically, in a nutshell, what was the purpose and how we conducted the week's activity.
It was a 3 days workshop with presentations, interaction, debate, intervention from many islands, so senior official from the Energy Ministry, from all the Pacific islands. And I'd like to have your view on what has been the key outcome of these 3 days meetings. We end up to a short document, but very concise, full of content, very well shared by all the islands for the next week meeting. Could you highlight a few points that you believe should be at the top priority addressed to the ministers?
Well, first of all, Johnny, let me express through your platform here the appreciation as well from the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs to the Secretary of the Pacific Community, SPC, for allowing us to hold this event in the margin of the 6th meeting of the Energy and Transport Ministers meeting in the Pacific. So that was a good opportunity. The whole purpose of the event was to inform the discussions that will be taking place next year when the leaders from across the Pacific are coming to Papua New Guinea to talk about their energy policy and strategy as a region for the next 2 years. So our workshop and our partnership managed to come out with an outcome statement this afternoon. I'm happy to say that there was consensus generally with participants that the whole activity and its intention was purposeful and well-meaning in terms of its contribution towards the discussions of next week. But specifically, I would like to highlight that there were about 5 action areas and priority areas that were identified as priority action that is requiring the attention of the leaders in this country. Scaling renewable energy solutions, the strengthening of energy statistics and data system, advancing national energy data roadmaps, strengthening partnerships and financing, and then the last one is promoting SIDS cooperation and knowledge exchange. Now, those were the five main cluster of items that were action areas. Underneath them, there were about 3 other sub-items that contribute to those general topics, so to speak. And the outcome statement will be submitted, of course, to the organizers of this energy and transport energy ministers meeting, our colleagues from SPC, and it's up to them how to use the outcome of our sessions. So that is generally what we aim to do. It has been a real pleasure indeed to be in Papua New Guinea, and also to thank the government of Papua New Guinea for hosting this meeting, and as well, Gianni, to say that the participants and their contribution to the discussion, which gave enriching outcomes that enable us to achieve the purpose of organizing this event in the first place. So we depart Papua New Guinea knowing that we have contributed to some extent to the success of the need of these countries to be supported in their priority action areas relating to transport and energy.
Indeed, as you correctly say, a regional approach is important, and indeed the SPC has a key role indeed regionally for the cooperation, as you underlined, and indeed we need data, we need innovation, innovative solution, grid and storage, as was underlined. I thank very much Mr. Navoti for your cooperation with your division with Green the Islands. We have done many workshop and training and dissemination also in the climate event, and is really has been an honor to participate in this meeting. And we are in the room where the energy ministers will meet next week, so we already smell the flavor of cooperation that is going to happen next week. Thank you very much. And I don't know if you have a final remark.
Yeah, just one final remark. Thank you again, Gianni. I've always said, and this is from the small island states perspective, going forward for these small islands, energy independence will be more important than political independence. And that is the future that is ahead of us. So that is something that we have to work together for. And these islanders and their country needs assistance and support towards that end. So thank you very much again, Mr. Shianenta.
Thank you. This was an important point. As was said, more than energy security is national security, the energy matter. Thank you very much, and looking forward to the next week outcomes. Thank you.